If you want to prepare Garri Fufu, you first of all have to boil the water. I mean, boiling water is a very simple process, which is you put the water, depending on the amount of the volumes you want to, the quantity of Garri you want to prepare. If you just want to prepare Garri for maybe 2-3 persons to eat, or to prepare 3 loaves, so they can produce 3 or 4 loaves, you can use a pot like this, and you put water up to the middle, and you wait for it to start boiling. So when it boils, you get your Garri, and as you already know, Garri is actually a product of cassava. Cassava can produce 300 products. Garri, which can then be turned into Garri Fufu. Cassava can produce products that can actually be leveraged. You can use the Garri to make cassava bread, cassava cakes, cassava Garri, and other products that comes out of cassava. Well, the discussion about cassava products, let's leave that for another day. But for now, let's talk about cassava Garri, which I'm going to make Garri Fufu. So this is the Garri. So the Garri can have different colors. This one is the color that is this brown color, which looks really nice. So you can see this is the Garri. So to prepare Garri Fufu, so I start to put very gradually, and then I use this, in the village they call this anti-inabai, but in English, you know this, it's a cooking spoon or something like that. You can call anything. So you start to put it very gradually. You can see how it is streaming in very gradually, and you stir as you put. 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 Gradually, 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 gradually. You stir as you put. 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 You continue to stir as you put. Stir as you put. Stir as you put. Stir, stir, stir as you put. And then you continue to stir, to stir, to stir as you cook. Stir, stir, stir. And this is actually the way in which Garri Fufu is prepared, or even any kind of fufu is prepared this way. And the stirring continues. So what you can also do is that you can regulate the flame that is under, but depending on how quick I want this to actually get prepared, I can leave the flame as it is, and then when it starts getting stronger, I can reduce the flame. So at this point in time, I can reduce the flame a little bit, but I continue to make sure that this really, you see the Garri that I poured and then I was turning, there are no, you see the way it's coming out very uniformly, the way I'm doing it. And this is going to be a delicious meal. Look at this, right? You can see how it's coming out, beautifully shaping up very nicely. Beautifully shaping up. And then the next step will be now how to actually start to get these into loaves. The day is. So what is going to happen now is the fufu Garri now has been prepared. Now we need to shape these into very appetizing shapes, if you might allow me to use the word. Some people can just cut it like this and put it in a plate to eat, but I usually like to do it, and I use this little pan here. We call it nkemi. Nkemi it's a calabash that has been separated, and it is used in villages to be able to put it here. But I use this to represent nkemi. So what I'll do, I put the quantity inside this, and depending on the way I want it to be, so I make like this, so that it takes that shape. So if you see the way I put it down here, it's taken a very nice shape. And that's what I do. So depending on the number of people you have to serve them, you can also determine the volumes. So sometimes you have to, first of all, wet the nkemi with water so that the shape comes out very nicely. And that is how we make it. That's how we make the water fufu. And if you notice very carefully, it didn't use me up to about 5 minutes to get this ready. And so my question has always been, if we have indigenous food like cassava, which grows during drought and during floods, and you can produce fufu, unga, it actually can be used to make ugali, to make fufu, to make anything. Why is the African continent not focusing to make this? It's nutritious. It is a non-allergic food. Why is it not being used? And I think your guess is as good as mine. And I think we need to start challenging these norms and some kind of approaches that are made to be never seen or never, that we cannot do it because it's not been done. Try to make them at home. See how it will come out. And then drop me a note on how nice this is. So I've actually finally made about 4 of them with a small one here, which is now excellent. So this is managu. As you can see, this is managu that has been cooked, and it's Njama-Njama. We call it Njama-Njama. In Kenya, they call it managu, but these are very nutritious vegetables. So I am just warming them now so that at least they can go together with the Kati-Kati. This is Kati-Kati. As you can see it here, it is chicken from the village. They call it Umvu village. Means chicken from the village. In Kenya, they call it Ngoho. Where I come from, they call it chicken from the village. It tastes differently. So the way to prepare this chicken, which I did explain, is you get the chicken and you roast the chicken. You clean the whole chicken, but it needs to be roasted because it brings an aroma, an appetizing aroma that will cause everyone want to eat, whether you like it or not. And that flavor that comes out of it is really the most appetizing and delicious aspect that will make you, when you combine this with fufu garri, that's going to be a killer. What I'm going to do at the moment is to show how you can serve this chicken with garri, with fufu garri. So the first thing you need to do is you get the garri, put in a plate. So what I can do is, of course, I put this here. So I put a bit of managu or vegetables. In my village language, they say abain ambas. Ambas is vegetables. Then I put the Kati-Kati, depending on which part you want to eat. So in this case, so I'm putting this, and so how does this look? Doesn't it look yummy? Garri fufu, Njama-Njama, and Kati-Kati. What a combination. Nutritious. This is amazing. And so that's the first plate. And that is how it is. So if you want to continue, you do the rest. So in a span of about few minutes, we've prepared fufu garri. Kati-Kati was already prepared, but you'll see how it was done. And Njama-Njama. And that gives a very delicious garri fufu with Kati-Kati and Njama-Njama. And you're good to go. Thank you guys. Stay tuned.